Today we're making spring rolls. So I'm pretty excited about this because I discovered a new Asian market on Smoky Point Boulevard, just almost to Winco, if you're a little bit north of Winco, and it just made me really excited about trying out some of the different things that I've been wanting to get for a while. I've been wanting some Thai basil and some mint, and it's been a little frustrating because I haven't been able to get down to H Mart. So I'm very excited. So today we're making spring rolls, and I've prepped some of the ingredients in advance. There is grated carrot. I prefer it peeled first and then grated, but nutritionally it would be better to have it with the peel on. Make sure you scrub it really well first. And then we also have cucumbers that I've sliced into little sticks. Bean sprouts should only be eaten by healthy people and also people who are not young or old. Younger old people should not eat bean sprouts because there's more chance of getting foodborne illness from bean sprouts than possibly most other vegetables. And so young and old people are more susceptible to foodborne illness. So anyone kind of in that middle range, like you guys and your parents, bean sprouts are fine raw, but otherwise I'd be really cautious of them. And then we also have some Asian noodles that I pre-cooked that are rice noodles. So we'll be putting that in our spring rolls. And then the Asian market had butter lettuce that was living. It still had the roots attached. So I've got some butter lettuce. I've got some avocado that I pre-sliced. And then here's some things that make me happy. Oh my gosh, Thai basil. Thai basil is a little bit more licoricey than regular basil. So we're having some Thai basil, not a lot licoricey, but a little bit. And then fresh mint. So that's what we've got. Let's go ahead and talk about making spring rolls. Oh, I forgot to talk about my proteins. For proteins, since my family went shrimping yesterday, I had them save 3 shrimp that we cooked last night. And so I've got 3 shrimp. And then I also have a little smoked salmon. So either one of those, again, you can put whatever kind of protein you want in your spring rolls. And then for a sauce, I've got peanut sauce that I made in advance. By the way, the recipe for spring rolls and the recipe for peanut sauce is in Google Classroom, so you can access it there. Anyway, anytime I make peanut sauce, I usually make a double batch, and then I just freeze them in these little containers, and that way I just pull it out of the freezer, and I've got deliciousness whenever I want it. And then we're going to use spring roll wrappers. There's all different kinds of brands of them. It really doesn't matter too much which brand you're using. So I'm going to take out a spring roll wrapper. By the way, if you take Culinary 1, you'll make spring rolls. So anyway, spring roll wrappers look like this. They're kind of see-through. They're kind of cool looking, and they're really crispy. So you have to be careful with them so you don't break them. And we're going to put them in, I've got a a pie pan of room temperature water. And so I'm just going to hydrate or get the spring roll wrapper all of the way wet, and it's still going to be firm for a little bit, but within a minute or two it will start to soften up and I'll be able to wrap up my spring roll. So to start out with, when you're making your spring roll, when you go to Asian restaurants, what you'll find is that even though it looks like you're getting a whole shrimp, they're really sneaky and they cut it in half. Oops, I think I cut it in. My cut didn't work very well. They cut it in half. So you're actually, when you see that whole shrimp in your spring roll that is showing through, they were sneaky and they cut it in half. So that way their protein costs are only half as much. So you could do that too if you want. And so I'm just going to start assembling ingredients onto my wrapper. And so I've got my shrimp there, and then I'm going to add a little bit of rice noodles. Kind of just whatever you like. I guess I should have put lettuce down first. And I'm going to get rid of the little center core because it's a lot firmer and it might change the texture a little bit. So I'm going to slide some, I think I'll put the lettuce on last. So I changed my mind because I want it to look prettier. So I'm going to add some carrots next to my noodles and some cucumber. You just start piling things in there. One thing, if you've made burritos before and those burrito wrappers are really strong, these are not. So if you get carried away, it's just going to tear. I threw some sprouts on top of it, just a little bit. And then I absolutely love my mint. I may go overboard with mint. No, I do go overboard. I'm not saying I may. because I want every single bite to have a whole bunch of mint, and I also want Thai basil. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a bunch of Thai basil in here. I'm putting this on this side so it shows through maybe. Oh, I love Thai basil. And then avocado, I find delightful. So I should have grabbed a spoon, but we should be able to scoop it out of here. We're gonna put some avocado in here. Why? Because avocado is delicious, and it's nice with spring rolls because I'm trying to get a variety of textures. You don't just want everything soft. Like if everything was soft like avocado, then it wouldn't be delightful. So there's some soft, there's some crunchy, there's all sorts of good stuff happening in there. I think maybe I'll use half that lettuce leaf because I'm feeling like this is going to be kind of full. Okay, and then we're going to wrap it up. So you're going to fold from one side, and look, notice how soft my spring roll wrapper is now. Before it was really hard and crunchy, not anymore. So I'm going to fold that over. And so just like a burrito. I don't know why, but the very first time I made these, I was so intimidated. I don't know why I thought I couldn't make them. They're not hard at all. And then I take the far end and I wrap it up as far as I can toward me, and then I just start rolling toward myself, making sure that everything's in there. And then I've got my shrimp on top. Aha! Spring roll. So, and then you can just slice it if you'd like, very gently. These wrappers are so fragile. If you've never had a spring roll before, some people don't understand them and they think they're odd. They just get confused by them. But because they have such a different texture, and I think they think it's supposed to taste like a, I have no words. It's supposed to taste like a burrito or something. No, there's nothing burrito-like about this. And so after I was going to put salmon in there too. That's all good. And then I can just put my little sauce on there. If you have a fancier cup, you can put it in the fancier cup. And you've got a delicious spring roll. And so if you have the ingredients prepped already, you can see that it's really easy to put together and to make. One of the cool things we do is when my kids come over, they're able to make their own spring rolls. And so I just have all the ingredients on a plate like this, and then they can choose what they want on their spring roll. And so it's pretty fun because that way then they can have exactly what they like. One caution, these do not hold over. So if you make these way in advance thinking, I'm going to have a party tomorrow, let's make it today and save time, that's a disaster. You can maybe save them for a little while. You can put a damp paper towel on it and then set it in the fridge for maybe like half hour. I wouldn't go into more than that because you're just going to have a mess. And so I have made them before where I thought they would hold over like an hour and they didn't. So I just chopped everything up and had a delicious salad. And that's actually, I have extra noodles and I'm going to put all this other stuff in a bowl with the peanut sauce, and that'll hold over for a day or two. And so that's going to be like a nice little side dish. I could either heat it up a little bit or I could serve it cold and it would be really good. So anyway, that is our lesson for today on spring rolls. So be brave. If you haven't made spring rolls before, make them with your family. They'll love it. So